Hello everyone, this video is about comparative leaf anatomy of gymnosperm. Let's have a general account of leaf in gymnosperm. As gymnosperm are dominant forest makers of the earth and mostly are confined to temperate region. But they are also diverse in habitat and present in tropic or subtropical regions of the world. So, gymnosperm are very diverse in habitat and mostly confined to the water deficient region that may be at the hilly top as well as in the desert, as you have seen in the Belvischia. The leaves in gymnosperm are usually dimorphic, that is foliose leaf that is green in color and scale leaves that are brown in color. The foliose leaves are green, simple, needle-shaped or pinnately compound. And pinnately compound leaf is present in cycas, while needle are present in pinus. Scale leaves are usually minute and deciduous, and you can see them at the apex of the cycas. The leaves are stem apex of the cycas. The leaves are well developed or well adapted to withstand extreme of temperature, humidity and wind due to following feature. That is, needle-like leaves having highly reduced surface area as in the pinus. They have thick cuticle. Stomata are usually sunken and they are mainly restricted to lower surface in most of the genera. Presence of sclerenchyma cells and infolding of the cells of the cortex as in pinus. So this is general account of leaf in gymnosperm. Before we proceed to the comparative anatomy of leaf in gymnosperm, let's have a quick watch on the comparative morphology of leaf in gymnosperm. Students, because anatomy is based on the morphology of the leaf, so we can see that leaf in case of cycas is compound and at young condition leaflets are highly coiled. While in ginkgo you will find a flat surface simple leaf that is bilobed and it generally resembles adiantum leaf, so we call ginkgo as a median hair gymnosperm. In Texas, you will see that dorsiventral leaf is there with the flattened leaf base. In case of juniper, again leaves are highly reduced, while in pinus you will find needle-like leaf. In case of ephedra, foliose leaves are highly reduced and they are replaced by the scale leaves. And the function of photosynthesis is performed by the stem that is green in color. In case of Belvischia, you will see two large leaves are there which are highly splitted at maturity and looks ribbon-like. And these are totally xerophytic in habitat because Welwitschia is present in desert. While in Netum you will see leaves are closely resemble to the angiospermic dicot leaf and having very broad leaf surface. So in general you will see here leaves are highly reduced and they are of two types, that is scale leaves as well as of the foliose leaves. Let's have a quick watch on the comparative leaf anatomy in gymnosperm. Based on the morphology of leaf, you can see here leaflet in cycas is wing shaped because it is coiled in the young condition. So you will see folded leaflet of the cycas. In case of ginkgo, you know very well that surface is flat and it superficially resembles with the monocot leaf because there is no differentiation of the mesophyll into spongy and palisade parenchyma, and you will see a prominent bundle sheath at maturity in some mature leaves. In case of conifers, you will see leaf is highly reduced and it is generally of needle-like. The leaflet in pinus is recognized by prominent resin canals at the corners of the leaflet, and there is prominent sclerenchyma to provide support and transfusion tissues are present in the middle. In case of ephedra, you know only scale leaves are there and again they are highly arenchymatous, means air spaces are present in there and you will find two vascular bundles. In case of Belvicia, you will see that very thick cuticle is there and it is represented by the dark color lining here. And you can see here parenchymatous patches are present in the palisade tissue, except this fibrous cells and sclerites are present in the midway. Again, in all the leaves you can see stomata are highly reduced and they are sunken type and generally restricted to the lower surface. If we talk about netum, you will see that leaf resemble the dicot leaf and it is bifacial, and you will find prominent stone cells around the basilar bundle, generally outside the phloem. So this is the comparative leaf anatomy of gymnosperm. Now let's have a detail of each of these leaves. Before we proceed to the detail, let's know primitive versus advanced character of gymnosperm leaf. Primitive characters are coiled leaflet in cycas, maiden hair like leaf of ginkgo, presence of tracheids in cycas and other primitive life forms, while advanced characters are bifacial leaf of the netum resembling dicot leaf of angiosperm and presence of bacilles in the basilar bundles. So you can clearly see that like pteridophytes, leaves are highly coiled in cycas and they look like maiden hair fern of the pteridophytes, while like angiosperm they are bifacial in case of netum and show presence of bacilles in basilar bundle in Nettles. So let's know leaf anatomy in detail. As we can see here, leaflet in cycas are highly coiled, so we have a wing-shaped leaflet and leaf epidermis is highly cutinized. Stomata are sunken and haplochilic, while transfusion tissue are present on either side of the midrib. And you can see both primary and accessory transfusion tissue is there to ensure the regular vascular supply. Mesophyll is differentiated into spongy and palisade parenchyma, and below epidermis you will find a thick layered hypodermis. Stomata are restricted to the lower surface and they are of sunken type. Next is leaf anatomy in ginkgo. As I explained to you earlier, it superficially resembles with the monocot leaf because lack of differentiation in the mesophyll cell. You will see that stomata are restricted to the lower surface. However, some scientists reported stomata on the upper surface, but they are very few in number. And basilar bundles, they are surrounded by the sclerenchymatous tissue. But sclerenchymatous tissue are present only at the maturity. Stomata are haplochilic type and they are restricted to the lower surface. And in midway you will also find some mucilage canals. If we talk about the petiole of the ginkgo, we will see again stomata break up the continuity of the epidermal cell and epidermis is highly cuticularized. And we will see here resin canals are there and vascular bundles are 2 in number. They are surrounded by the sclerenchymatous bundle sheath. Except that mucilage canal, tannin-filled cells and spheroraphids are irregularly distributed in the cortex. Next is leaf in the conifer. As you can see, they are highly reduced. If we talk about the anatomy of leaf, that is very important and you may find question related to the anatomy of leaflet of cycas or pinus in your practical as well as in your end-term exams. In both the cases, you will see that sunken stomata are there. But unlike the cycas, leaflet in pinus is triangular in shape and you will see prominent sclerenchyma in case of pinus. You will also find resin canals at the corners and prominent bundle sheaths surround the basilar bundles. Basilar bundles are conjoined, collateral and open, and there is no differentiation of palisade and spongy parenchyma. Only mesophyll cells are there, but you can see infolding of the mesophyll cells. Basilar bundles are also surrounded by the transfusion tissue, and it is generally present between the vascular bundles and mesophyll cell to provide support. So this is the leaf anatomy in case of Pinus. Next is anatomy in Taxus. Leaf in Taxus is dorsiventral and again it shows xerophytic condition. But unlike Pinus, you will find a single vascular bundle in case of Taxus, and it is surrounded by the transfusion tissue. Transfusion tissue is present on both sides of the vascular bundles, and you will also find a very prominent bundle sheath which surround the collateral vascular bundles containing xylem toward the upper epidermis and phloem toward the lower epidermis. And like the other genre of the gymnosperm, you will find here thick cuticle, sunken stomata and transfusion tissue. There is also differentiation of mesophyll into palisade and spongy parenchyma. Next is leaf in the ephedra. You know very well foliose leaves are absent in ephedra and they are represented by the scaly leaves. Each leaf contains 2 unbranched parallel veins and they are so minute that they are of no use. They are unable to perform photosynthesis. That's why the photosynthesis is carried out by the green stem. And you will see true foliose leaves are absent here. There are no resin canal unlike Pinus. If we talk about the TS of leaf, you will see it is highly reduced and the scaly leaves are oval in outline. Epidermis consists of elongated or oval cells. Cuticle is also present. Stomata, when present, they are sunken and very prominent air spaces are there. Vascular bundles are 2 in number. Next is leaf in Welwitschia. You know very well in Welwitschia, leaf are 2 in number, but at maturity they are highly splitted and become ribbon-like in structure. Usually the leaves are strap-shaped and they wear stomata which are syndochilic type. So you can see thickly cuticularized lower and upper epidermis is there and stomata are syndochilic. Palisade tissue alternate with the sclerenchymatous patches and they are very prominent on both upper and lower surface. Spongy tissue fills the space between the palisade layer of both the sides and you will find sclerids, spicular cells as well as scattered fibrous patches in between. Vascular bundles also surrounded by the fibrous cap. Belt-well transfusion tissues surround each vascular bundle. A fibrous cap formed by a group of thick-walled cells is present on both the end of the vascular bundles, as you can see here. If we talk about the anatomy of leaf in Netum, it totally resembles a dicot leaf. It is bifacial and vascular bundles are restricted to the midrib region and they are represented by a arc. Many branched sclerids are present near the lower epidermis in the spongy parenchyma. Mesophyll is differentiated generally into single palisade layer and well spongy parenchyma, as you can see here. Many stone cells and latex tubes are present in the midrib region of leaf. So you can find here stone cells and they are generally present outside the phloem. A ring of stellately thick-walled stone cell is present just outside the phloem. Each vascular bundle is conjoined collateral having xylem trachea, vessels, parenchyma and phloem is with sieve cells and phloem parenchyma. So you can see like the angiosperm you will find here xylem vessels and it has flat broad surface and you will see bifacial leaf. So again you can see here a quick recall of the leaf anatomy in gymnosperm and you will see it varies from being like outline of the cycas leaflet to the bifacial leaf of the Netum. So that's all about the leaf anatomy in gymnosperm. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you for listening.